So next we look into interfacing of input-output devices. The input-output devices, those are devices that can be used in order to input data into the microprocessor or take data out of the microprocessor. Basic interfacing, we can connect in input devices such as keyboards, output devices such as displays, and also we can connect external memories like RAM or ROM to the 8085 using interfacing techniques. The other devices, RAM or ROM can directly be connected to the microprocessor, whereas the other devices such as keyboards, displays, etc., keyboards, displays, analog to data converters, data to analog converters, etc., connected to the microprocessor via 8255 PPI. PPI, the wording is meant as programmable peripheral interface. So basically, there are two types of, for interfacing IO devices, there are basically two types of schemes, that is memory mapped IO schemes and standard IO mapped IO schemes. So memory mapping and IO mapping. So in memory mapped IO schemes, 16-bit addresses are always provided for the memory, whereas in IO mapped IO schemes, only 8-bit memory is allotted for the memory devices. And also, here in memory mapped IO scheme, the data is accessed by memory read or memory write cycles, whereas in the other part, it is both the address and data lines are used in IO mapped IO schemes. Okay, and also the IO ports of peripherals can be treated like memory location memory mapped IO schemes, whereas in the other thing, it can only be accessed via special instructions such as in or out instruction. Here, again in memory mapped IO schemes, the data is accessed via the IO bar is accessed when because the IO devices are mapped as memory. It is accessed as IO bar M bar is accessed as 0, whereas in the IO mapped IO scheme, as IO devices are treated as a special purpose devices, it can only be connected through an IO bar M bar signal of 1. And again in IO mapped IO schemes, up to 2 raised to 8, that is 256 number of device can be interfaced, whereas in memory mapped IO scheme, a large number of IO devices can be interfaced. These are the basic differences between IO mapped IO scheme and memory mapped IO scheme. This find importance in connecting devices to external devices to the microprocessor.